This episode of the podcast is brought to you by our partner, Audible.
Yes, it is. So we are partnered with Audible. That means that if you are looking just to check it out, you don't want to put your card in and just take the dive. You can get 30 days for free on us. If you go to audibletrial.com/JATG or click the link down below, you'll be taken there. You can sign up for 30 days for free and just test it out. Like there's a lot of stuff on there that you can get for free, a lot of Audible exclusives. But what I really like about Audible is that out of the hundreds and thousands of audiobooks that they have, if you decide to purchase something, that is yours forever. Like if you decide not to carry on your subscription or you want to take a break or whatever it is, you can always go back and listen to that book whenever you want through the app on the internet. Doesn't matter because it's yours. So once again, you can get that for 30 days for free on us if you go to audibletrial.com/JATG.
It doesn't take long, folks. We are back. Welcome one, welcome all. Johnny and the Greg. And with us, Tina. Welcome for this hour-ish ride where we're going to talk about stuff. Hopefully, we'll try to keep Tina's jokes to a minimum. And we'll...
Why do we want to do that?
Exactly. They're amazing. Look at your hat. It's amazing.
Okay.
So
all right, get one out.
I really like my hat. So I know you're going to make fun of it, but I really do like it.
No. So why does NASA throw the best parties?
Why?
You got to at least try.
Okay.
Because they're out of this world.
Yes, they have the most space. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I get it.
Jesus Christ. What's on your is that Kermit the Frog?
It
on
is.
Your shirt? That's Kermit? Okay. I just saw a hand by your where your breasts are, and I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, there. Kermit's
right.
cap and control.
You got a Kermit Frog impression? Are you good with that, Tina?
No.
Greg, you got one of those?
Not really.
No, not
one I worked on.
Kermit D Frog. Not one of those.
No.
All right, as usual, guys. All comments welcome on this fun thing. Am I coming in sharp, like my voice?
Not really.
Okay, good.
You're good. You're good.
Just coming in sharp
Does
here.
mine sound okay?
Yeah, you sound a little bit like you're in a closet in the corner of a room.
They put baby in the corner.
Yeah. Why don't you walk us through this real quick? Where you're at and what you're doing and what you walk us through this, Tina. This is how dedicated she is, folks.
I am. So, my boyfriend's sister, Christina, she and her family are on vacation for spring break. So Nick watches the dogs. So me and TJ and Nick's younger son, Dominic, were all at the Chicago house. And so I was like, well, I got to figure out a place to be, but because it's so, echoey and you can hear everything, the kids are down in the basement, but it's a 3-story, house in Chicago. So everything's just all of it moves up, all the sound. So Nick is in the middle, watching TV, in the living room, and I'm upstairs in the corner in the bedroom.
She's sitting down in the corner of a
sitting down.
There have been times when I was recording training and stuff from work where it was too echoey. I would literally go in my closet because it's with all the hanging clothes and stuff, it's built-in soundproof.
Really?
Oh yeah. And I would be in there with my little mic and I would, hold it up here and I would have my laptop set up on a laundry bag or a laundry basket. And I was recording training. Yeah.
Wow.
You
know what? That makes sense though. That makes sense. Because the sound would get absorbed by the clothes. Yeah. It's just, it's kind of funny like that. So guys, we've been away for a while.
It's been a little bit.
It has been a while. I went on vacation, then you went on vacation, and then last week just didn't work out. And we're back here. So we've been almost gone a month. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Marshall, it's good to be back. Thank you, sir, for already checking in with us. One of our faithful there. Tina, walk us through something that happened to your arm.
Um, what
What happened to you?
happened to
Yeah.
me?
Yeah. Like,
So,
explain to the world why I can't get a haircut for how long?
probably at least a few months
Yeah. Because you're lazy?
because I'm so lazy. Because I was actually following the rules of the road, and
That's your mistake.
um, so do we want the long story that actually tells everything, or do you want the short story?
Short.
Short. So I was trying to make a left-hand turn. The light had already turned red, and a guy ended up hitting another car before he went through the red light and hit me head on. And I broke my wrist pretty badly. I displaced it, compound fracture. Thank God that was the only thing that happened to my body, but it was my right hand, which is the one that I cut
Yeah.
with. And my car was totaled. Which I'm very dedicated to my job though, because the third phone call that I made was to my ambassador program, like the area coach. So it's a main
Yeah.
person that trains
Hmm.
everybody. And I was like, in the ambulance, I'm like, Renee, I'm not gonna be able to be there. I was in a really bad car accident. They were
Yeah.
already pumping me up with drugs, and it was pretty bad. I had surgery. I need to have occupational therapy. It was pretty traumatic. I don't like left-hand turns. I got a new vehicle. I got a little Ford Escape. Um,
Nice.
so now I'm not in a Nissan Altima anymore. But
God, well,
yeah,
thank God you're okay. But
yeah,
so you were holding onto the steering wheel, and when they
yeah.
hit you, this
It
came forward and your hand didn't move.
probably, I don't even know what happened, but let me tell you. So it was like I could see it coming, right?
Yeah.
So like, I mean, he hit the left-hand turn lane guy in the northbound lane, and I was going south. And I mean, I saw him go between two cars, hit the left-hand turn lane guy, and I was like, oh shit, there was nowhere for me to go. I thought it was
Yeah.
turned more, and it was actually head on. He hit me at 35 miles an hour, and my car spun around a time and a half. I ended up facing north. And I think what happened was that like the airbag popped out too. I know that my hand was already gone by that point, but like I don't know if I was just bracing or something, but I mean when he hit me, it just took it. So I got my stitches out last Monday though. So at least my scars are, you want to see? You want to see? Uh-huh. We're gonna
Oh.
show.
Oh,
We're
you're
gonna
gonna
show.
show? You're gonna show?
We're gonna show. I'm gonna show.
Okay. You can look at this impressive image on
So
oh, that's
that's
not
where my
bad.
bone. No, it got way better than last week.
Yeah.
My bone came out there, and then this is where
Yeah,
like
we
they
see
had
it.
to put the plate in.
Mhm.
Can you see that?
Yes, we can totally see
Yeah,
it.
And the
yeah.
plate's in there for life. Yes.
Yeah, it's not removable. It's in there. There's 7 screws. But that was the major one. And
Am I
like
looking at that weird, or is that bone messed up now? Am I looking at that
the
weird?
the bone, yeah,
I'm sure it's
yeah,
still
I don't
swollen.
the bone no, it's a little swollen, but yeah, the
Yeah.
bone it was it was pretty messed up. I mean,
Oh,
Yikes.
it all came like my ulna and my radius, this is the ulna, it was
yeah.
literally like
Yeah.
this.
Okay. Put your
And
brace back on.
Yeah.
oh, why?
So, so okay, so when you're in this and this happens to you in the shock, you're obviously in shock. When did you look at your arm and realize, oh shit?
Within 5 seconds,
Oh,
the
okay.
airbag popped, and I mean, I stopped, and then I don't go into complete panic mode. I go into find out all the information. So what I did was
Right.
I got out of the car, and I mean, within 5 seconds, I was like, my hand, and all I kept screaming was, my hand, my hand. I cut hair, like my hand.
Oh,
Um, and I went to the passenger side because I needed to find my phone, and my car was still on. So as I was trying to like make a phone call to my boyfriend and one of my friends who's a firefighter who I know would be listening to like the radio, it wasn't connecting to my phone, and I just was like, I need to figure this. I could not use this hand at all, so I'm using my left. And at the time, I had way longer nails, so I'm like trying to really figure this out. And I turned off my car, and then that's when I was like, okay. Some guys came and helped me. I was asking if the other people were okay. Um, that guy did not ask about me. He stayed in the car. He didn't care two shits about anything. except his souped up car that he had just put a boost on and just put racing tires on, and he was just chilling in the car. And the people that were helping me were just like, "You'll be okay." And I'm like, "No, my hand." Like all I could think about was me cutting hair. That's it. That's all I kept saying was
Well,
I
it's your
cut hair.
livelihood. I mean,
Well, Johnny knows. Like Johnny really knows how much it means to me. It's my life. It's not just my
Yeah.
livelihood. It's my career. I've been doing it since I was 5. Like I've been doing it for 21 years with a license. Like you take something like that away from me, you just took my heart. Like thank God TJ wasn't in the car. I had just dropped off his clarinet at the school.
Oh,
And I
damn.
was going down that I was gonna get gas at the corner. And I just kept thinking like, okay, like I just need to get all the information. So I handed my phone to the guy and I was like, can you just please take pictures? Please take pictures. He took like 4 good pictures. I took pictures of my hand and then they took me in the ambulance and I left. And then that was it. Like I was in the hospital for 3 days, 2.5, had surgery. They reset my bone twice on
Ah,
Tuesday. And then I had surgery on Thursday. And then I went
well,
home.
well, I'm
So I
glad
have
you're okay.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I get to do occupational therapy for at least a couple months. I start that April 3rd and then because I gotta still let this heal a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I'll be back. Not only cutting hair, but
Yeah.
taekwondo, kickboxing.
mhm.
I, I don't even know what I'm gonna be able to do with my right hand anymore because I can't make a fist. I can't close it. It's all numb. It's pretty
Uh,
pretty not it's gnarly.
sorry about that.
Okay, I'm here. If this
Yeah.
was the worst of it, if my hand was the worst of it, I'll get my hand back. I'll get
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
hand back. I couldn't get my life back, you know?
Well, of course, yeah. Yeah.
But if I
Or
was,
your injuries could have been way worse. Yeah, you could
yeah,
have the engine could have been in your lap. That.
I got out of that car so fast because things were leaking.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could see it. It was destroyed,
Yeah.
destroyed. Thank God it was actually more head on because if I was actually at a T-bone, I don't even know. He would have crushed like this way. I don't
Mhm.
even know what would have happened. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I'm okay. I didn't cry this time.
No, you almost got there. You almost
Oh
happened. You
no.
almost had.
When I talk
I
about
thought I
my
was gonna have to
hand,
take some sort of weird commercial break, but
right?
um so what movie did you pause to come up here and watch? I mean, come up here and do the podcast.
So one of my favorite movies is Roadhouse, and we were watching the new one. So right now we're Conor McGregor is fucking
I
killer.
asked that because I wanted to see Greg's face because I know he's seen this and I saw it. And I'm gonna say this to you because I love you. Don't watch it.
I'm gonna finish it.
Don't
It's
do it.
pretty bad. It
Eh,
is pretty bad, but I am gonna finish
yeah,
it. I finish what I start.
the first one's bad too. I mean, let's be
No, the
honest.
first
I
one's
Listen,
mean,
classic. First one's a classic.
listen.
it's classically bad, but
No,
it's
it's
not like
awesome.
it's a great film.
No, the hair, all of it, beautiful.
Oh, Patrick Swayze, mm, mm.
I watched the trailer for the first Roadhouse, and trailers in the 90s, I don't remember them that horrible. But so this movie, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just going to say they had elements in it where if they would have gone differently with it, they could have gotten me. Like I liked Jake's character. I just don't like pretty much
Him?
75% of what went around him.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Okay.
um,
I like,
I'm
you know what? I've been catching like the little subtleties, like the Double Deuce restaurant
Yep.
yeah,
right next to Glassy Key or
Glass
the
books.
bookstore or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
glass books, yeah,
I was like that right there. I like that. I like that a lot.
yeah,
I like the boat, how it's named the boat.
yeah.
Mhm.
I will say this, the one thing I'm not clear on, and again, I'm not spoiling it for anybody. Well, maybe it's a small spoiler, but it doesn't wreck anything moving forward. If you've seen the first one, you'll know what I'm talking about. He's not a bouncer by trade.
No, he's a
Correct.
UFC fighter.
Yeah,
Right.
well, not really even that. He was. He's just some bum that does pit fights.
No, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
because his career in the
but
UFC
like
ended.
he doesn't have that. Like what I liked about the original is
That was his
Dalton
job.
was a professional. He knew what he was doing. Like,
Mhm.
and this one is very much like I don't know. He just showed up.
He's he's
Post
like the
Malone was
Zen.
supposed
He's
to
still
be
the
the witch.
Zen type fighter.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
that's what
yes,
they were trying to bring in.
yes, yes.
Um,
Post
I didn't
Malone.
hate it.
Was Post Malone really that fat?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow,
Um,
I didn't know
you know,
that.
Yeah.
He's
I
not
didn't hate
fat.
him.
He's just a little chubby in I did not
Yeah,
realize
no,
that.
he's a old
He's a regular.
school high school nerd.
He's a
He's a
regular
regular
dude
guy.
with a lot of
He's a regular
tattoos.
guy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
Um,
Hang on, right before you go, Greg. I know you got good thoughts on this. My only thought was, look. I know, and Tina, you do too, and Greg, you know too. It's very hard to get into that type of shape, like the sacrificing with meals to look camera ready. Like that's really tough, and I felt like it was just wasted. I was like, oh, that's a waste. Damn it.
the very first thing that you see is him like standing up, and I was like, "Listen, Mr. V, okay, like you are way too cut. Like that, you were starving yourself for a while because that
Yeah.
is not. Oh my God, that was
He weighs
unhealthy.
185 in that movie.
oh,
Really?
Yeah. He usually says I walk around at 206 to 210. He goes, I went to 185 for this. I was like,
Wow.
wow.
well,
Okay,
that's
go
okay
ahead,
because
Greg.
Conor McGregor put on the rest of the weight because that
Yeah.
dude was roided out for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Greg.
Such a bad actor.
Oh, of course
He's
he
not
was.
acting. He's not
Yeah.
I know,
acting.
but it's
He's
just
just
like,
being Conor McGregor with a different name.
but his teeth look really fake too.
Yeah,
Probably. He's probably getting knocked
I
out.
would guess so.
Yeah.
The story I thought was, I liked that it wasn't like a shot for shot remake. They weren't trying
Correct.
to, do everything the same.
Yes.
So I enjoyed like the Florida piece, and it's called The Roadhouse, and
Yeah.
you know, I liked it. I like that piece of it. The fight scenes, like
So
there's
fake.
there's literally CGI
In them.
fight scenes.
That's what I
Like
thought. Yeah. I was like,
I
he didn't really punch him. That's a computer generated punch. Yeah.
it was, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why did they do that? Like
Yeah.
that's to me unnecessary CGI. So your budget is expanding.
Right.
And then some of the camera work I didn't really like, where it was like perspective, like somebody's perspective, and it's the
Yes.
up close, and uh as my son said, it's some of the transformerist fights that he has seen in a movie, where
Yeah.
it's just so close. You're like, what is happening? I mean, these
Yeah.
guys are supposed to be fighters. Essentially, it's a fighting film. It's like a martial arts
Yeah.
film,
Yeah.
but a lot of times you really couldn't tell what was happening. So
Yeah. And there was just some stuff that like that one scene, Greg, where he's like, yeah, he's got a knife in the back pocket. So when he pulls it out, just take a step back. And I was like, no, I don't know if that's, but I mean, it's a movie. I like Jake Gyllenhaal. I like the guy. I think he's a
yeah,
good actor. It's just, nothing seemed to really make like something would happen and you're like, okay. And then something else. And you're like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Like in real
I
world.
don't get why he was walking everywhere, like
Because he
everywhere.
lost his car. Remember,
Well,
he got hit by
Oh
the
yeah.
train, so he
yeah,
didn't have a car and he didn't get a new car.
but like
Well,
in
Reacher walks everywhere. You don't have a problem with it, Greg.
because that's part of his character. I mean,
Well, maybe that was part of Dalton's character.
part of Dalton's character from the original was like he had a shitty car because
Yeah.
it would get beat up all the time because he
Destroyed
would
all the time.
just
Yeah.
And
piss
his
people
tire
off.
slashed.
And then
Yeah.
he had a nice car that didn't come out very well. But I don't know. Like I said, I didn't hate it. I mean, but at the same time, I'm like, I can totally see why this was not released like in the cinema.
Oh, we have Mrs.
Oh,
Shirley.
was it?
So
Mrs. Shirley came on here. She said, Tina, you've already received some luck that it wasn't worse. Good luck going forward. Thank
I
you,
didn't
Mom.
realize. Now that
That's
I can
Mama
see it, I
Shirley,
was like,
right,
I
Greg?
didn't
yeah, that's my
realize
mom.
that was your.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Mrs.
Mama
C. Shirley.
Shirley.
Oh.
Um,
So
yeah.
anyway,
So
yeah, I could totally see why that wasn't released in the
yeah, me too. Me
big
too.
screen.
Me
But
too.
um and I know the director was really upset by that because I think the studio had made some promises to him about it being released on the big
Release
screen.
that.
And
Okay.
when it wasn't, he was upset.
Well, I think
And
people,
rightfully so. But
Greg, do you think people watched that, like the head ups watched it and thought, no, we're gonna put this to
yeah,
Netflix?
because I think they didn't want to put out the advertising budget to get it into the big screen.
Got it. Okay.
And like this weekend, it would have been opening up against Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and ain't no way anything was going to beat Ghostbusters
Yeah.
represent.
Did that come out this weekend? I didn't even
It
know
did,
that.
yeah. It's a good movie.
Yeah. Is it good?
Yeah, I
Greg,
enjoyed it.
you
Yep,
enjoyed it?
I
Okay.
did. Yep, I
Okay.
think it's definitely worth your time.
Tina, did you see the last Ghostbusters? Kids on a Farm? No.
No, I barely even watched the original.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Oh, don't
well,
look at me. Don't give me that. Don't give me that face.
no, I'm
I'm
not
not
doing.
good with
I don't
movies.
play that game anymore where I chastise people for not seeing films. Only
Yeah.
John. I'll do that to
Yeah.
John.
He'll do it to me. Yeah.
But where my review of this, if you go on Letterboxd and see my review, I said where Ghostbusters Afterlife was about a family coming together because that was very much the core piece of the film. This is about a team coming together where they're in New York City. They've been busting ghosts now for a little bit. And they bring in some more players that I'm like, okay, you've got a really great cast now that I think you could do at least one more film and bring in the rest of that cast. At the same time, I think we need to retire kind of some
The
of the
original?
Ghostbusters. Yeah.
The original guys?
Yeah. Like Bill Murray. Bill Murray can stand.
Okay.
You know
Thanks.
what? He
Thanks,
could probably
Bill.
become one of the ghosts.
What's that?
He could probably become one of the ghosts.
Well, they did that in the last film
Oh, did they see? I
with
didn't.
Egon
Did not know.
because that
Egon.
actor actually has. But
Passed away, did
Um,
he? Yeah, he actually passed
yeah,
away.
he did. But no, I ended up
Good
seeing
time?
it twice because
Did you get-
my oldest daughter couldn't make it. She had to work, and she's like, "Can we go see it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take you again." So
Did we get a popcorn bucket at all?
no, they don't have
No,
those in my
they don't have
theater.
those.
I wish I would have because those look pretty cool.
Is that
Popcorn bucket?
yeah,
They have a ghost trap popcorn bucket, like collectible at some of the bigger theaters, which I don't frequent, but um, yeah, they're pretty cool.
Nice.
they are cool. I think if theaters have to come up with new ways to get people there. So that's one way. It's almost like a movie theater Happy Meal toy.
It's a collectible. I mean,
Yeah.
for people that want them,
Right.
it's memorabilia. It's collectible. I'm sure.
I agree. I agree. All right, Greg, it's been a while,
Yeah.
but we have a new segment here. It's called Door Number One or Door Number Two. So which one do you want, Greg?
Okay.
Door number one or door number
Let's-
two?
Let's try one.
Door number two, no problem. So
You said
to let
one.
you know, oh no, I heard door number two.
Yeah, whatever.
So just to let you guys know, this is a little old news now, but I thought this was funny. So the Penguins have the Pittsburgh Penguins are a hockey team, and they had Jaromir Jagr was a very he's one of their best players ever. They had the bobbleheads stolen for Jaromir Jagr night. Okay, so if you can picture how many people you think are go to a stadium, would you say like 67,000?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, so my question was, okay,
70,000 people.
they got stolen,
What, you mean like all of them?
all of them gone.
Oh
So
my.
my question is, where the hell are you going to store?
One of them. Yeah.
Let's just say
Wow.
67,000 Jaromir Jagr bobbleheads. Where's the space that you're going to put that?
Where do you and why? Like,
Right. So
how are you
my
going to
thought,
fence
they were stolen
that
at
many
customs.
bobbleheads?
They were stolen during customs. So my guess is either drugs are in them,
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Or people thought that was a shipment that wasn't the shipment. So can you imagine these drug dealers bringing this thing there? They open up the thing, they look in there, and they go like,
And there's all bobbleheads.
"What the fuck? Where's the drugs?" You know, it's like, what are you
So then
talking
they're
about?
breaking open all the bobbleheads. Like that's not it.
Yeah, that's not it. So I just when I heard that they stole that much, I was like, where are you gonna put that? Like, that's like that's more than one crate, I would think,
Yeah.
or that's a really big crate. So how are you gonna easily just I don't know?
Yeah.
You
Well,
can't
that's pallets. That's like semi cars full.
yeah. So it's like where are you gonna store that much? So
A storage unit.
And,
yeah.
They took it in a truck and they went to a storage unit.
Well, and they're not, or are they? I don't know if baseball bobbleheads are that valuable. Like that stealing them. I mean,
right. That's stealing.
I've gotten a couple from like Milwaukee Brewer games that I've been to, but like if everybody's got one, is it that collectible?
Well, I
then?
think now these are going to be very valuable. Unless one guy's cornering the market because one day he's going to pop one on eBay one day. We'll see. We'll see. All right, Tina, before we go to
Listen,
door number one, give me a weird animal fact, Tina.
cats do not meow to communicate with each other. They meow to get a human's attention.
Really?
Mhm.
So what about when they're screaming at each other when they're about to fight in the yard?
That's screaming.
So just like the regular, okay.
They're
Okay.
regular. When they
That's
meow, I mean, I have cats. I can tell the difference between when they're talking to each other and when they're actually like trying to yell at me.
you have
Mhm.
more than one?
Yeah, I have two.
Oh,
I have a 20-year-old and I have a 7-year-old.
okay.
So I have a old biddy senior citizen and a basically a first grader, second grader. Yeah.
Okay. So
I
they
used
don't.
to have four.
Oh, you were the creepy cat lady.
Uh nah, no, no.
Yeah,
Nobody
most
knew.
creepy cat ladies don't think they're the creepy cat lady.
So here's the funny thing. I needed my bathroom exhaust fan fixed, and my boyfriend's friend came over and fixed like the light switch and everything because it was actually the electrical problem with the light switch.
Okay.
And he looked down and I have my litter box in the bathroom and he's like, she has cats? And he's like, yeah, she has two. And he's like, you cannot tell that she has cats because I make sure that it doesn't smell like them. It doesn't,
Yeah, no,
now
you
if you
do a
sit
good
on my
job about
couch,
that. Yeah.
yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
But if you sit on my couch, that's a completely different story.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
My
But yeah,
my oldest daughter, super allergic. Well, multiple people in my house are super allergic to cats. That's why we don't have.
mhm.
But
Would you have
uh,
one? Would you have one if you didn't?
you know what? My kids think I hate cats because I've never owned any and I prefer dogs. But if no one was allergic to cats in my house, I could see having. It's not a super big deal to me. Growing up, I was raised to hate cats. Like my dad is very much, nah, cats are useless, blah blah blah. Um,
Good on you,
but
Mr. Shirley.
but like, yeah, no, I don't think I would care one way or the other if we had one or not. But we can't because everybody's allergic.
I
Definitely.
hate cats. I'm gonna put
Um,
I,
that out there in the
I grew up
universe.
with dogs.
the my college age daughter, one of her best friends has a cat, and she went over to this girl's apartment and was like, they
Oh
were hanging
no.
out. And usually she's fine. She's like, if I just sit like on the chair or something like that, she's like, but I laid on her bed
Oh no.
and she said like on the pillow, and then they were just hanging out. It was a little bit darker, then they flipped all the lights on. And I guess her one eye, she showed me a picture. It was like totally red, puffed up to the point where everybody was like, whoa, whoa, are you okay? Do we need to
Yeah.
do something? Do you need to go to the hospital? She's like, no, it's not that bad, right? But she said it was like weeping and gummy, and I'm like, no, that's bad. Like
Was
you
it
need to get it out of there.
like what was that when Will Smith was allergic to shellfish?
I don't think it was quite that bad. But yeah, the eye was looking
Hitch, that
pretty
was the movie. Yeah.
pretty terrible.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Door one. Let's talk about this. So, I don't know if you guys have heard this or not, but there is a guy on May 17th, 2022. Gorseek celebrated 50 years of eating Big Macs nearly every day since 1972. Gorski has surpassed eating 34,000 Big Macs. Gorski claims to have skipped breakfast, and only other food he eats is a small evening snack such as ice cream, a fruit bar, potato chips. Okay, so think about this. Since 1972, this guy has had a Big Mac one time every day for until
No.
May
That's
17th, 2022. My question to you guys, if you could have one thing from a fast food place every day, what would it be?
Do we
Does
get
it
the
have to be a
therapy that
specific?
goes with it?
You might just more or less get the budget. I'd give you however much money that would cost that day. I think I have one, but I'm not sure that would actually count as fast food. Chipotle?
No, that counts.
Does that
Yeah.
count? Okay.
That
I think
counts.
that's I think that's what I think that's what I would do. Or those chicken sandwiches from Burger King. I got the freshman 15 from that. Do you remember those? Those were in
Yeah.
those were
I
in
remember
Whitewater.
when you and I went to Gen Con and on the way back you had one, and you're like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, that was a bad idea actually, but it reminded me of the back in the day.
Um,
What do you
I
got,
don't
Greg?
know. I don't know.
All right, think
Like
about
I
it.
go,
Tina, you got something? What is it?
I okay, so I'm a sucker for fries
Okay.
and I love fries.
That's
Um,
an easy one. Like that makes sense.
Five Guys fries. I
Five
mean,
ooh,
Guys fries.
and their Cajun fries are
I was gonna say the
mm,
spicy ones or the
yes,
regular.
the spicy. I would go between the two, but I would have their
Hmm.
fries for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
What about you, Greg?
I don't know. I kind of go in spurts of what I like
Okay.
in terms of like fast food. Like if like I'll do a Burger King thing for a little bit, and then I'll be like, nope, we're gonna switch it up. And um, I guess what I've heard, because I've never had it, that the chicken nuggets in Europe or like in Greece specifically are so much better than the ones that we have here.
Probably because they're
Um,
not like,
They're real
right, they
chicken.
have higher
they're
quality
real.
of food
They're
standards.
real. Yeah.
Um, so I guess I'm gonna say that I would go for the Greek chicken McNugget.
I can't give you that
Why not?
because you've never had it.
Well, but I assume it's better.
That's like saying, I don't know, that's like saying I'd rather have, I don't know, I'd rather have Mars food. Like you can't say that. You have never had it. That's not the, so you got to pick
Um,
something, Greg. Like a
something I've had.
Wendy's
They've
is
actually,
good. Wendy's is good burgers.
I do like. See, that's just it. I wouldn't want a burger every day. Like
No?
this guy who's having a Big Mac every day needs therapy because
Yeah.
he's got some
and I
obsessive
love
compulsive
burgers.
issues going on.
I'm a burger and fries girl. Like,
Yeah.
you give me a bacon cheeseburger. TJ likes it with pickles and onions, like an old man, right?
Hmm.
I love it. Yes. I mean,
How are you an old man if you like pickles and onions?
I'm just saying that's what old men usually like. It's pickles and onions. But
Study a lot of their
not
eating habits
saying
there,
I like
Tina?
old men. What?
Study a lot of their eating habits, do you?
I like them. I don't know what to say, but um
Okay.
yeah, I could have a burger. I love burger. Like we just had burgers today, but not all burgers are made the same.
No, they're not.
And I don't want to have a specific. I love. Oh, there's Mugs in Arlington Heights, I think, or Rolling Meadows, or something like. I think
I
it's
know the guy
Arlington
that
Heights,
owns that.
the one over there, not the one in Crystal Lake, because that one's shitty as fuck. I'm sorry. I'm so
No.
sorry. That one was horrible.
Mugs,
But the
is
one
that
in
what you
Arlington
said?
Heights,
Mugs. Yeah.
Mugs.
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 Okay.
TJ loves their double bacon cheeseburgers, and him and his dad got me one last week, and it was phenomenal. But like I couldn't eat something like that every single day because like
Yeah.
you will get tired. I love burgers, but I was looking at the shepherd pie today, and I was like, I could go for a shepherd's pie. I haven't had that in like years.
Do do you remember? I don't think even think they carry it anymore. McDonald's had because they have the apple pie,
Yeah.
Hmm.
but they used to have a cherry one.
Hmm.
And I like maybe that like for a
You could
dessert.
pound that down every day?
Maybe
Okay.
I can't eat anything every day
Yeah.
and be okay with it.
Yeah.
I could eat potatoes in any form.
But that's different. I mean, I could
Greg,
eat a potato every day.
what about one Topper's breadstick? Not the whole thing, one.
Yeah, maybe.
I
Yeah.
think I could do that every day. I think
That's
so.
There's a Toppers
Like
opening up
that, what is that?
in a
50
town
years that
close to
guy
me.
did it? He did it for 50
50.
years.
Yeah,
That's almost like a
that's
punishment. It's almost
nuts.
like he was
That's really
dared.
nuts. I
that
mean,
was there.
the one thing that he could do is that he could definitely see the decrease in quality over time for
I'm
sure.
sure. I'm
Um,
sure. Yeah.
because that had to happen.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
Any
I don't know.
okay. What's your favorite fast food place, Greg? You got one?
Uh, no, not one that I can be like people going there. Like that's
Okay,
I
all right, Desert Island. Get off it for after like the Castaway thing. You get off it.
yeah,
Where's the first place you're going to get a burger?
probably like a Five Guys
Five
because
Guys? Same
yeah,
with you, Tina?
I wouldn't know. I can't do the Five Guys burgers. They're just too greasy. Like, I mean, I like them, but I like their fries a lot more. I would probably, I mean, I would definitely go for a burger. That Mud's burger was amazing.
Okay.
But I also
I've
probably
never
go
heard of
for
this place, John. You got to take me.
Yeah, I will. I will.
burrito. I would go for a burrito.
A
You know what?
burrito.
I could change my mind. I could eat a burrito or a ham and cheese sandwich. Just a ham and cheese grilled cheese sandwich. Mm.
Oh,
I do like Arby's has some stuff that
you're right.
like it's like a little hidden gem. Like nobody really goes to Arby's that much
Arby's,
that
but
I know
yes.
of.
Yes.
But when they were doing subs, like cold subs, I thought they were really good.
There's like
And
three of them. There's like three of them around
yeah,
here.
they had like
They're not around a lot.
they had like a chicken bacon ranch sub or
Yeah,
something like
spider.
that. And I'm like, that was really good.
The one in
Um,
Palatine closed.
yeah,
Oh,
And
did
I
that's
it?
mean they're
The Arby's one
yeah.
in Palatine?
So
Oh,
there is in Rolling
no
Meadows,
fun.
there's a place called Reps Sports Bar, and TJ's dad's friend is the one that owns it. And then he opened the one where Arby's used to be. So now it's just a to go. And so he opened up and now it's Reps, and that's the Arby's, the old Arby's off of Northwest Highway.
Okay, Greg, I know you're not on this. You get a coffee every day, do you not? Tina?
Yes, I make my coffee.
Isn't that basically the same thing? You go into a fast food place, probably Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks,
Yeah,
and getting a coffee.
hmm.
yeah.
That would almost equate, but the difference between having one cup of coffee versus a Big Mac.
This is like this dude's meal of the day. Isn't that what
Yeah.
you said? Like
Yeah,
he
it
didn't eat
sounded
a
like,
whole
yeah,
lot
that's
else.
that was his big meal. The rest of the time he has,
Yeah.
like he doesn't have the best, like he eats a very small evening snack such as ice cream, a fruit bar, or potato chips. Like either this guy's on a serious budget and he can't afford much, or his tastes have never elevated past like being a kid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
have you ever
On
met
it.
those people that they have
Oh yeah.
taste and they've never changed really their taste from a kid?
That was me for many years, honestly. I mean, I didn't do anything elevated and I was eating like I was 16
Yeah.
until, you get diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and they're like, "Hey, you can't do that anymore." And then you got to change. And so then yeah, I was kind of forced to elevate and find different ways to cook stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing, there's no fast food place that I can say I would go to, but honestly, I love like a fresh garden salad. My Aunt Dorothy, when she was alive, I remember we were down there. She lived in Virginia, and we went down for one vacation, and I don't know what all she had in it. It was just like this fresh green garden salad because her garden was ginormous. And she, like, I'd be like, "Can I have a salad?" And she would look at me like I was crazy because here I am a kid. She's like, "Is that all you want?" Is like that's why I'm like, "Yes, that's what I want."
That's
No,
what
Like
it
TJ.
probably tasted so good because it was
it was
like,
fantastic.
yeah, I
Yeah,
bet. I
I
bet.
mean, and everything was fresh, like the
Yeah.
tomatoes, and I don't like maybe it was the green onions or something she put in. I have no idea. I just remember looking at it like this is. I've never tasted anything like this. I don't know what's in this thing, but it was great.
What was that? Those are vegetables, honey.
Well,
You know
yeah, but it
what?
was. I don't know what it was like. What was making it so good?
Yeah. No, it's
One of my
probably fresh. It was just probably fresh.
Yeah.
one of my friends was telling me that his girlfriend, he always tells her, he's like, "Can you make me a sandwich? Like, it's just a regular sandwich, has some like lettuce, some tomatoes, whatever, and it always tastes amazing." And I'm like, "Well, it's love." He's like, "No, it's salt." He's like, he watched her make it one day, and between every single ingredient, even if it was like salami or you know,
She threw a
uh,
little bit of salt.
she put a little bit of salt, and he's like, "I watched her physically make it, and that was the difference." And I'm like,
Huh.
love, salt, it's all the same shit, whatever, you know.
Wow.
I
Wow.
Mhm.
remember
I
there was
always
a
thought you just love people that make food for you because it always tastes better when it comes from somebody else than when
Yeah,
you make it.
yeah.
I mean, well, and I love making food for people. I love
Right.
like maybe in another life I was a chef or something because that would be fun for me. Like if I was just making food for people that they loved it. Um, I remember there was an Asian restaurant in Whitewater, and that was probably the first time I had like chicken fried rice. That if it's as good as my memory, I probably would have that.
Really? That's the first time you had that?
Yeah, we didn't do a lot of
A lot of home cooked meals?
no, we did a lot of home cooked meals, but like
Not the
Asian
best.
Asian food was not a thing in
Right.
my house. Like
Got it.
every
Okay.
once in a while, but it wasn't like homemade or like never like fried rice or anything like that. We never did stir fry. My dad wasn't a fan. So I remember, I think it was when I was maybe it's before I was dating my wife that we went to one of these, Asian buffet or something like that. So not even like a really good one. It was, but I had stir fry and I'm like, this is amazing. And I think John, you were there like, they have that every day at the dining hall. I'm like, I can get this in the dining hall? Yeah, they make it right from you. They make it right in front of you? I had no idea.
Yeah. That dining hall, my God. I can't believe they fed people there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that what every college person says? Like, oh,
Probably.
one of my friends, her daughter, had gotten a chicken salad from one of the dining halls, and
Oh no, don't do
the
that.
the chicken was raw and the salad was there was like mold. There was
Yeah,
mold in
don't
it. So
don't
like
fucking do that.
how how do you
Yeah.
do that?
Yeah. You know what's amazing to me? You guys have seen the show Bar Rescue, right?
Yeah.
Once, yeah.
Right. Okay, where he goes into a bar and he tries to flip it, and usually the problem is always cleaning it. That's always the root of the problem.
Mm,
Either they're not cleaning and storing their food properly, or they're not handling the food properly, or they're not cleaning the spout that comes that
yeah.
like fills up your
Mhm.
drink. Like I've just noticed that like have you guys ever gone into a restaurant and you knew immediately, oh shit,
Something's wrong.
this is not a good place to eat, but I have to eat here because like I don't know, you're on a trip and you're like, I don't know
Yeah.
where the hell else we're gonna go.
So
Um,
I used to work with a woman who went into the bathroom before she went to go sit down. And I
Oh,
always go to the
to
bathroom
go see if it's
how clean
clean.
the bathroom is. And you can
mm,
generally tell if they have the bathroom super clean, they're most likely going to have everything else just as clean for the most part. So if she saw that the bathroom was disgusting, she'd turn around and be like, we're leaving. I go to the bathroom every single time I go into a restaurant, regardless, because I'm going to go wash my hands before I'm going to go eat anyway. I got to go to the bathroom. I got to wash my hands. I tell the boys, go wash your hands, right? But there have been some times where I'm like, oh fuck no, I don't want to eat here. Like,
Yeah.
mm,
and I gotta eat there. And
I'll
I'm
just
just
have a glass of water,
yeah.
thanks.
And even then, I'm looking at the and Nick just he doesn't care if there's if the plate is dirty or if there's hair on something. I'm the one that always says, "Oh hell no! Like, give me a new whatever because it's dirty." And we were
Nick's just
at
like,
oh yeah, he doesn't care. He does not care. And there was it was actually it was Veterans Day, and we went to a very popular establishment, and it was Outback, and the cheese curds came out like literally almost frozen inside,
mm.
right? The silverware was dirty, the knives were dirty, and I was the one saying, "Dude, I know you guys are busy. I get that. I'm not trying to take that away from you, but like we're paying for a service here and you can't even give us clean utensils. The food is coming out so fast that the cheese isn't even melted inside. It got to the point where we like there were two orders of it and we're like, I don't even want it. Like we can't eat it. It's almost
Mm.
frozen inside. So like there have been a lot of time and I worked for my friend when she had her the pizza place a couple years ago, a few years ago, and I was there cleaning all the glasses, making sure that they were, like
yeah,
you gotta keep it clean.
yeah.
Oh
It
no,
is
no,
crazy.
no.
Hey, Greg, I want to go back. Your mom, your mom on the chat said, Greg, rice was not allowed in our house.
Yep.
Why?
Yep. Oh,
Why? So, Greg, okay. Why wasn't it allowed? Number one, I think I know, but I don't want to stereotype anybody, but I think I know
no,
why.
no,
Num One
maybe.
reason. The other reason is what happens if you brought rice home? Like, would you get in trouble?
Oh, no, no, we wouldn't get in trouble. Um, so first, let me say,
Yes.
all rice consumed in America is grown in America. Like it is grown and produced and you know,
I
at
didn't know
least
that,
in
but
North
that's
America. Yeah,
interesting. Okay. I didn't
a
know that.
friend of mine, my artist friend Buzz, that I told him this story once. And he's like, all the rice that we get here is grown in America. I don't know where they grow it. I don't know what if it's just, you know, like
Probably in
warehouses full of
Florida
rice. But
because of all
yeah,
the
I mean,
water.
what I don't. And you know what? So I didn't research it because I went, yeah, okay, that's fine because I
Right.
don't have this. But my dad, who served in Vietnam, says that he saw what happened in those rice paddies in Vietnam, which was,
Okay.
because there's a big watery that's how rice
Yeah.
grows.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I've
you
watched
think,
Rambo kill a lot of people in those.
well, he's like, do you think they
What
let
give it
them
a
go?
flavor?
Do you think they let them go use the bathroom? No, they just go right there. And so dad's certain that every grain of rice has been contaminated. It's not been treated, and he just won't. That's his story
Okay.
of why
All
he
right.
won't. I kind of like, no, you're just being stubborn and you don't want to eat rice.
Yeah.
Is kind of what it comes down to.
It says here each year American rice farmers sustainably grow a roughly 20 billion pounds of rice in Arkansas, California, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, and Texas. Half of
Oh,
the rice crop is consumed by the United States, according to 80% of the rice
Yeah.
consumed domestically.
Okay.
There you go.
That's so I think their dad just doesn't want to have rice for dinner.
That's
Like he
great.
doesn't like fried rice. He does. So we made him for one of my daughter's birthdays. She wanted to go to a sushi place, and so we go, and Dad was like, "Chicken fingers and fries, you got those?" And they're like, "Yeah." And she forces my dad to have a sushi roll, and it's just like a California.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was just like
But it had rice.
just dying. So
It's hilarious. There are sometimes I swear, um, we could find parts of, of how you grew up, Greg, and make a sitcom.
probably, yeah.
Tina, one day I gotta have Greg tell you the when he transitioned to
Oh God,
boxers.
we made an episode of that. You can go back and watch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that was
that
great.
was a tough one for the
That
family.
that was
you
hilarious.
just need to let them breathe, huh? Is that
No,
what it
no, it
was?
was
Yeah,
almost he almost had like a intervention.
yeah.
Like
Like
they
A
almost sat him
psychiatrist?
I
down.
had to come out of the boxer closet
Yeah,
and be like,
they had to sit him down and be like, "We
"Are
found
you
these."
okay? Yeah. Are these yours? Uh huh. But why?
Oh, we love you,
Your
Mrs.
your
Struley. We
dad
love
doesn't
you.
do that.
We love
No.
you. I genuinely really love you guys. I just love that comment. Greg, rice was not allowed in our house. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. It
I
was.
grew up on rice. I'm Puerto Rican and Cuban. Like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
rice,
You grew up
rice
on
was
rice and curses.
yes, yes, a
Yes.
lot of them.
When's the
Yeah.
last person you cursed? Did you ever curse anybody?
I've cursed out somebody,
But you never
but
cursed.
I have not done any of that that type of
Did
cursing.
you
No.
have that? Did you have a grandmother that was like, don't like she would throw curses? Would she have like the chickens in the back and shit? And
I mean, we talked about this. So, my we were not allowed to we're in Santeria, we don't put harm on other people, right? We just we protect ourselves. If you try to say you want to put harm on somebody else, it's just going to come right back at you like tenfold. So in Santeria and like our type of religious culture, I I don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't want to say, I want to say fuck you. Yeah, but like I would never say, "Hey, I want you to go die," or blah 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 or whatever. I just be like, "Okay, keep whatever it is that you have to you." Like cuz I don't want any of it.
okay, so
And
there was more protection spells then or something.
protection,
Got it.
protection, that's correct. Yeah,
Got it.
protection. We would have mirrors at the doors. So like let's say this is, the door right here. You'd put a mirror and it would the reflection part would be facing the door because any bad thing that would come in, you'd want to reflect it out away from you. I remember we would put I mean, my mom and my grandma had a lot of these little cans, and you'd put like whoever's name it is and your name, and you put the names on each side of the piece of paper, and then you put the backing of the paper to each other. So now your names are facing away from each other. and then you'd put that into water and you'd freeze it so that whatever is happening with that person just stops the interaction, stops the hatred, stops whatever. It's never, I want to do something bad to you. I want
Okay.
to, nothing like that. It was more, yeah, protection.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to go versus the other way. So no,
Well, yeah,
you
yeah.
don't have any voodoo dolls of Greg and I somewhere? Nothing like that?
They're not voodoo dolls. Right.
Oh, Dana. Well played. Well played.
There you go.
So you're the one that bought one. Okay.
I mean, you got two sales right there.
There we
So
go. There we go. Greg, let's get some polyamory going.
Okay. Well, it's been a couple weeks.
It has been.
So here's a guy I'm not even really sure how to say his name. I think it's Anes, Anees, someone that came across my feed. I'm going to share my screen and my sound here real
Greg, are
quick.
people reaching out to you or no?
No.
No, okay.
This is still just
We're still small time.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm surfing around looking at music, and this is what comes up. So,
All right, who's this guy?
oh,
yeah, he came up, and I was like,
yeah.
okay, well, what do you got? And so I did. This is the one that popped up that made me want to go search out this song. So, here you go.
Person that I am when I hurt you, 'cause in those moments I desert you, and I realize I don't deserve you. No, I don't deserve you, but I'm praying on my knees, I'm begging that you won't leave me. I don't like the person that I am when I hurt you.
So it's just a reel, so it's really short.
Got it. Okay.
But there's that. I can play. I can bring up another or that.
I liked it. I don't know why, but I liked it.
It's mellow. I mean,
Yeah.
he's got a really kind of mellow sound. And I just, I put it in my music in the background
Okay.
playlist. Should be starting.
No, I don't deserve you, but I'm praying on my knees.
The recorded
begging that
version.
You won't leave me, but you can do so much better, please believe me. So I won't blame you if you leave me. Leave me, 'cause I made a promise on the day we said vows. I swore to love you and
That's
I
not
like
bad.
it.
It's really
Yeah.
chill out, kind of.
It's very chill. It's very like bonfire in the backyard.
Yeah. Like
Have
hanging out
some
with
friends, couple of
hanging out
cocktails.
with friends. Yeah, cocktails, glass of wine, maybe.
Feeling your feels.
Yeah. Just
Yeah. That's one of those moments where Johnny would be like probably 2-3 drinks in, look over at Greg and go, I love you, man. I mean, this is just a beautiful night. I love you. I don't like you so much, but
I was at down in Florida a couple weeks ago, and this was on the hot tub playlist where we were just because our rental had a pool and a hot tub, so every night we were just hanging out, and I'd bring my phone out, just put it on the playlist, and yeah, he was on there.
I like it. So what's his name?
Anes, Anees.
Anes.
I think I've never
What's
heard
Anes?
anybody
What's
really.
Anes? Yeah.
Anes.
Marshall says reminds me of Michael Franti. Never heard of that one either. Might have to put him on the list.
No. I have to I think I gotta talk to Marshall more. He seems like such an insightful dude that like there's so much like he's like one of those guys where it's a calm puddle, but it's probably a really deep puddle.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen Marshall get really fired up, like angry at anything. It has to happen.
I actually would be worried if I saw that.
He strikes me as one of those guys that he's like nobody, like real even, and then if you really make him mad, he's like
he ends up beating everybody up on a bus, right?
But yeah, I mean he's got a lot of music now, a lot of music.
Yeah. Well, you just broke it to me that he can actually like really carry a tune. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, no, he's fantastic.
Yeah. Tina. Tina's joke of the week.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, I didn't finish what I had to talk about with NASA. What's another reason why NASA throws the best party?
Why?
Why?
I already
Because
said
it's
the space.
planets. They plan
Why?
it.
Because why?
Oh, because they plan it. Yeah.
They plan it.
Get it, John? They plan it.
Yeah,
plan
I do
They
get it.
plan it, John.
I do get it.
They plan it, John.
You know what I need? You know what I need, Greg? I need a sound machine with Farrah's laugh every time she tells a joke. Farrah's a friend of ours who has
she's got a great laugh.
probably the most infectious laugh I've ever heard in my life.
It's good.
Yeah. And I'm not going to repeat it. To repeat it would be almost blasphemy, so I'm not going to do it. But I need to get that on a sound booth, on a soundtrack, and just after your
have,
joke
like,
of the week.
And the clapping, like, and then boo, and then the yay.
Yay.
Okay, so because we didn't get to do this last week, I did have a
Yes.
few, a couple of the St. Patrick's Day ones.
Oh, yes. Okay, go ahead.
So where do leprechauns play baseball?
Where?
A little league? No? Okay.
Was that all?
What's the best month to host a parade?
March.
Yay! That was just not as funny as the first one.
That was more of a riddle. But
Yeah. I'm like trying to remember like the good ones that were on this page because I had to like look up some. So, Oh, wait. Why do leprechauns always laugh while they're running through a field?
Oh, I know this one. You told me this last week.
Yep. I said it better this time. Because the grass tickles their balls.
Oh, you got Greg. Damn it.
Thank you. That's it. I'm done. I got it.
All right, yeah. And on hitting that 3. Okay. Today is National Cheesesteak Day. Hey, do you guys like cheesesteak?
Ooh,
I
Is
love
that a
cheesesteak.
thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Love a
Where do you
cheesesteak.
get your cheesesteak? Because the last time I had a cheesesteak was Subway.
Ugh.
Yes, that was like
Honestly, Jersey Mike's.
6
Jersey
years
Mike's.
ago.
They got
Jersey
a
Mike's?
cheesesteak.
For
Yeah, they
real?
have 2 different kinds. They got a white chicken one. That's like a white chicken, chicken and white cheese or something like that. And then they got the
Okay.
traditional.
And then the
Okay.
steak one. Yeah.
All right, there you go then. All right, Greg, why don't you wrap this
Yeah.
up for us, buddy?
Oh, well, it's been an interesting time for me. And I have had to remind myself that as we're going through this month of just, it's spring, man. It's a time for change. So as things change from one way or another, just remember, don't be a
There you go. For Badass Tina, the Greg, this is Johnny saying thank you for listening. Take care. Have a great week. Podcast out, everyone. Take care.
Girl, you make the stars collide. And I don't know what I did to get lucky like this, but it sure feels fine.
And we